for investors, they're impatient. They want their money as soon as possible. And if you're not going to deliver sales soon, they'll find somebody who will, and they'll invest their money there.
The challenge we're tackling is twofold. On one hand, the Department of Defense faces budget constraints and increasingly competitive global landscape. On the other hand, there's a perception that private capital isn't fully leveraged and incentivized to support defense innovation and supply chain.
Private capital is really critical to the defense industrial base, because ultimately every defense capability has to be created somewhere. The gap is that folks are always looking for ways to find more money to enable Defense Department missions. Turns out there's a lot of different parts of DoD that do different things successfully to engage companies and help them to induce them and encourage them to invest capital, private capital. So over $100 billion at this point every year of the Defense Department's budget is focused on R&D, RDT&E.
I like to think of the government R&D spend as being patient capital, right? It really is the early stage technology is, hey, what can we do with this?
DoD can help finance the creation and invention of new technology, testing and evaluation of it. They can also create a market for that product, getting access to a test range for new, novel rockets. That's something the government has that no one else has. Doesn't matter how much money you have, right?
If we're going to be strategically investing in things, we have to be spending that money. If we're reducing or pulling back, in order to remain competitive in the global market, somebody's got to be investing in these early stage emerging technologies.
And I mentioned earlier, lately, there's a big focus on commerciality in terms of buying practices in DoD. That is an opportunity for a greater diversity of companies to enter the defense industrial base, and also for those companies, because they serve other markets other than DoD, to apply more of their expertise, their talent, and their capital to the benefit of the government and ultimately the taxpayer.